So Modern Warfare 2 was just officially cancelled. What's going on, guys? It's Conrax here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we need to talk about Modern Warfare 2 because right now this game isn't doing too hot in terms of its community reception, and I think a lot of people are just completely bored of playing, and a lot of people are also fed up with the fact that Infinity Ward and Activision simply do not care about the multiplayer experience in this game, which is the paid premium product that seems to be getting the least amount of attention from the developers, and a lot of people just feel completely ripped off for purchasing this game. Before we jump into the details though, if you're new here or you are a returning viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button, enable all notifications, drop me a like down below and a comment. Tell me, are you happy with the state of Modern Warfare 2 right now? Or are you just simply done playing this game? We are currently aiming for 3,000 subscribers by the end of this month, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to become part of our growing community. It would definitely be great to have you here, but now that that is out of the way, let's get into some of the reasons why people are generally unhappy with the state of this game, because Activision are seriously making some really terrible decisions for the game as a whole and the future of COD as a franchise. Every single year we are sold on the same premise that the next Call of Duty title will be the most advanced one, with the most amount of content, things to do, with a ton of replay value that keeps Call of Duty that interesting game to play. And of course, with the release of Modern Warfare 2, it's no secret that it completely failed to deliver on that experience. And I would say that out of every single COD game released in the past couple of years, Modern Warfare 2 has been the biggest letdown. Especially when you take into account that the fact that this game took 3,000 developers 3 whole years to create, and yet there is seemingly nothing to show for it. For the past 2 months, Modern Warfare 2 has just sat in this stagnant state where there is almost nothing to do in the multiplayer mode. Once you've unlocked all of your weapons, you've got the attachments, you've unlocked Orion, there is just simply not enough to keep people playing this game and engaged with the franchise. And it seems now that the community is finally taking a stand against these developers and Activision for pretty much releasing the bare minimum they can, and I would even go as far as calling it a complete scam when they sold us on the false promise of a most advanced Call of Duty ever, with the most amount of content ever seen in a Call of Duty game, because we are already on the tail end of an extremely weak release for Season 1. Not a lot of people were happy with that season, myself included. We got 2 multiplayer remakes, that being Shipment and Shoot House, as well as 2 weapons that, because of these tiny maps, people ranked up in less than 4 hours, or maybe even just a few games, has left this game for the past 2 months feeling completely stale. And of course, it wouldn't be too bad if these remakes just complemented some of the maps that already exist in this game, but every 6v6 multiplayer map that was base with this game is just not up to par with what fans of this franchise expected, and myself included. And just to put the cherry on top, we are now 5 months into this game's release, and we have yet to see an original multiplayer map added, to which I'll go ahead and say it again, 3,000 developers and 3 years to develop this lackluster Call of Duty experience. It is just a complete slap in the face for pretty much anyone who has ever supported the multiplayer in Call of Duty, which, by the way, is the only reason that this game and this series is as successful as it now is, because if multiplayer wasn't once the forefront of Call of Duty, this game would be nowhere. So for Activision and Infinity Ward to just completely abandon the people that made their game as profitable and as successful as it actually is right now, in favour of people that don't even buy the game and only play the free-to-play modes, is just absolutely unacceptable. And with the announcement of Season 2 releasing on February the 15th in just a few days, it's just put another nail in the coffin for Call of Duty as a whole, especially Modern Warfare 2, because again, not only are we just getting the bare minimum, but we're also getting the bare minimum that includes a bunch of just recycled content, things that we've played hundreds of times in the past, for another 2 to 3 months of this game's life cycle. And honestly, I don't know if after this Season 2 release, a lot of people are still going to be playing Modern Warfare 2. I mean, I know a lot of you guys right now have just completely stopped playing the game in general. I see a lot of comments on my videos saying that you've quit playing and that you just have no interest in multiplayer in Call of Duty anymore. But for Season 2 of Modern Warfare 2 Recycled Warfare, we're going to be getting 2 maps, one of which is a remake and one of which is a map that already exists in this game, and we've already played it in the beta if you participated in that. So the 2 maps we're getting is Dome from Modern Warfare 3. I can't wait to play that map again, even though I've played it thousands of times. And then Museum from the beta, and a bunch of new modes that are touted as new but are just in fact modes from previous Call of Duty games. And then probably what 90% of their effort actually went into was the new skins, bundles and operators, because I bet people can't wait to pay yet another $20 to $30 for things like the Ballistic Love Tracer Pack. But now is where things start to get really juicy, because Modern Warfare 2 originally was scheduled to be a 2-year title, meaning for the first time ever we would not see a yearly release, which is what many people, myself included, was actually looking forward to, because it seems that with every single time they release a COD game every single year, they just rush out as much garbage as they possibly can in hopes that it would stick. Well, all of that has just been abandoned. Probably due to the fact that Activision are just seeing the state of this game right now and the community reception. But what is most likely the case is that they realised that by missing out on a year's worth of revenue for charging for an entire new game, so that's another $70 for what will be a half-baked experience, would put just a tiny hole in their infinitely deep pockets that are filled with more money that a lot of people will even begin to fathom. But how exactly do we know that COD 2023 will be a massive letdown? Well, Charlie Intel recently posted a bunch of news regarding Call of Duty 2023 in which they said, breaking news, new rumour from Insider Gaming says that COD 2023 release date is November the 10th, 2023, and the title is being developed by none other than Sledgehammer Lames. The game will also have its own beta weekends and campaign early access period leading up to the launch, per Insider Gaming's report. They also stated that the next title from Sledgehammer is expected to be a fully fledged premium game and part of the Modern Warfare universe, and that the beta is expected in October 1st on PlayStation. So if we look at the current state of Modern Warfare 2 and how it's not doing too well right now, and I don't think it's ever actually going to redeem itself by the end of this year, we are in for another dreadful experience, because may I remind you of Call of Duty Vanguard. Although Modern Warfare 2 is not in a very good place right now and the game isn't as good as I would have hoped, when it comes to bad Call of Duty games, Vanguard is up there at number 1. At least in my opinion anyway. That game was one of the most buggy, the most boring, the most uninspired attempts at a cash grab for Call of Duty, and when it comes to COD games developed by Sledgehammer, they are the weakest developer out of the bunch. Even just going back and looking at their history, they originally helped on Modern Warfare 3. I would say the only actual innovation that they brought to this entire franchise was Advanced Warfare, and even to this day, Advanced Warfare is actually a pretty decent game. And COD World War II, at least in my opinion, was mediocre at best. Just looking at their track record, it already has sparked a lot of uncertainty, and it means that if this next release isn't good, I honestly do not know how this entire franchise will be continued, especially when it comes to the multiplayer modes anyway. I know that DMZ and Warzone are insanely popular and they will never be going away because they are the modes that make the most money for this franchise, which is why they focus on them so much. But if that is the case, why don't they just make Warzone and DMZ not free to play? Because if you don't play any of those modes and you bought Modern Warfare 2 just for the multiplayer, then I'm sure you will all be thinking, what was the point? But guys, I'm about out of time on this one. Don't forget to like and sub if you haven't already. Drop me a comment down below if you made it this far. Tell me, with all of the information provided, are you looking forward to the future of Call of Duty? Or do you think this game is just going to fail even harder than it currently is? Either way, I'll definitely be covering all of it here on this channel, so if you don't want to miss any of that, hit that sub button. Let's try and break 3,000 by the end of this month. This community is growing so fast, and it's honestly so great to see all of you guys in here every single time I post a video. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.